when your homeowners have a leak and they go have a problem, like think about what that experience is like. Homeowner wakes up, sees a leak, goes outside, takes the dog out to go pee, there's a shingle in the backyard, something like that happens. What do? Right? They're going to open up their phone or their computer and they're going to search roofers in Columbus, South Carolina. They'll probably say roofers near me, but I'm going to make it local to that area. So then they're going to go look on the maps. They're going to get their Google reviews and they're going to look and they're going to say, okay, who's nearby? So they're going to scroll down. They're going to say, okay, well, these guys, Vista Roofing, have 560 reviews. It seems like they have the most. And they're going to look and say reviews, look at the reviews. They're going to see some good reviews. They're going to see some stuff that matters. And they're going to go, well, what about, like, do they have any bad ones? So they're going to look at bad reviews and go, oh, 5 years ago. Okay, well, they responded 10 months ago. They responded. That's weird. Okay, you know what I mean? And they're going to look and they're going to say, okay, well, they respond whenever there's bad reviews. Okay, maybe I'll go take a look at this company. So then they're going to say, all right, I'm going to go to the website. So they're going to click here. They're going to go to the website. They're going to scan up and down. They're going to look at stuff. They're like, yep, my roof kind of looks like that. Ooh, that's pretty. Maybe I want one of those. They're going to click on something, right? So they're probably maybe going to go contact us. And then they're going to fill out, they're going to, like, there's so many ways for them to convert, right? Because they can email, they can click here, they can call here, then go through the chat, they can hit the instant roof quote, lots of call to actions. So they're going to do one of those things. They're going to fill this out and they're going to hit submit. And now this lead is in your system. Now, what do you think happens? They're going to go back, open a new window, go here, say, okay, well, they have the best reviews. They're probably going to be expensive. Is there anybody else here who might be a little bit cheaper? Right? And they're looking for something that stands out. So they click here, they read some reviews, quickly inspected, give me a price. They're going to kind of see anything cheap, anything says really cheap, reasonable, personable, quality, competitive price. Okay, that's good. Well, let's take a look more at their reviews. You want to be picking up the phone and calling them while they're doing this. They're going to keep doing what they're doing, eventually go and click on this, come to this web page, read some things and say, okay, yeah, I don't know. Well, it doesn't have one of those fancy roofs. Maybe they're right for me. Okay, go to there. And then maybe they fill this out and they hit submit. You want their phone to be ringing before they get too far down this path. You want to be calling them. And that's the first step, taking them out of the market. But how do we take them out of the market effectively? You call them. They're like, oh, I didn't expect anybody to call. You said, hey, you know what? We just really want the opportunity to earn your business. And I'm guessing you saw one of my Google ads. And they say yes. And then you're like, so like, yeah, tell me a little bit about what's going on. And they go, well, we got a leak in like the garage. And you're like, oh, is that like a 2-story house? They're like, yeah. And it's like, in your garage, is it like a beam that goes across kind of halfway in? And they're like, yeah. Like when you look outside, is that kind of where the wall is? And they're like, actually, yeah. And then you probably made some inference as to like, maybe it's the flashing behind the siding or something. You were demonstrating that you are competent. As that homeowner goes through that, then eventually you're like, yeah, you know, I think it might be a quick fix and I'll come take a look and provide, and I'll inspect it and let you know what's going on with the roof. And then I'll get you a price. You know, you probably want to get this addressed pretty quickly. And they're going to say yes. And they're going to say, thank you so much. This call probably took like 10, 15 minutes. When you went to that house and you talked to Mary or whatever her name was, you walk up, she remembers you. You almost have like a friendly relationship with her, more so than maybe somebody who, you know, you just booked through an email. But there was an ownership level urgency. And then the call that he got on, he was not treating it like a receptionist. He was taking ownership over the customer's problem. He demonstrated competence. So the homeowner in their head said, I've called a roofer. Homeowners do not want to call 7 roofers. They just want to move meaningfully towards solving their problem.